We're going to get started with a word problem. Your math notebook should be out and open. We know the first step after reading it is to figure out what it is that we are counting. What? Okay. So it says Leon bought a bag of 24 oranges. He wants to share the oranges with his teammates. Come on, John, math notebook. There are 12 kids on the team, including Leon. If the oranges are shared equally, how many oranges will each kid receive? What's going to be my answer sentence? Think about the question part. What's going to be my answer sentence? We're looking at the question part of that word problem. Jalen? Perfect. Jalen took that right from the question. Each kid will receive blank oranges. You didn't even have to think about it. Go ahead and write our answer sentence. Each kid will receive blank oranges. So we're counting oranges. That's the thing that we're counting. So far, so good? Let's make a bar model. We haven't done one of these yet. Huxley, what's the thing I'm counting again? Oranges. Do I know how many oranges Leon has? Do I know how many oranges Leon has? Yes. No, I don't know how many bags he has. Read the first sentence. Does it tell me how many oranges he has? Yes. Yes, it does. How many oranges does Leon have? That came straight from the problem. Bryson? He has 24. It told us in that first sentence. He has a bag of 24 oranges. So I know that my whole is 24. What is he doing with those oranges, though? It's not as funny as you think it is. This is the part where you think and raise your hand. What is he doing with those oranges? Evelyn? He's sharing them with his teammates. How many teammates does he have, including himself? Carl? 12. He's got 12, including him. So there's 12 kids on the team. So let's go ahead and break up into 12 groups. Each group is going to represent a kid.
Oh, I don't know how to fly, guys. Are you doing 24 lines?
Are we doing 24 lines?
Nope.
How many groups do we need? Tegan? We need 12 groups, John, because we have 12 kids. If you need to make your bar model longer to make it easier to get 12 boxes in there, you can. Just make sure you make your hole longer, too. John, make it bigger so that you can put it in there.
Make it easier.
I can use my dealing out strategy. How many oranges am I dealing out? Like how many oranges do I have to even deal? Trick question.
24.
Jacqueline? 24. All right. So let's say 1 for you, 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 1 for you. If he gave everybody 1, stop spinning because you are writing. How many has he dealt out? If he's given everybody 1, how many has he dealt out? Ariana? He's dealt out 12, but how many does he have? 24. You think we got enough to do it again? Let's try it again. If I count up all my dots, which are my oranges, how many oranges have I shared out so far? Zach?
26.
Nope. Heidi?
24.
24. Do I have 24 oranges?
Yes.
Do I have any extras?
No.
No, you need to fix something if you've got 26, baby.
I did 2, but I did the 2.
Okay, then count again because it should be 26. If you got 26, you did something wrong. All right. Let's make an equation. What equation matches what we just did? Think about what we started with. Think about what we did. Kaden? Okay. We ended up with 12 groups of 2, but what did we do? What equation matches what we did? Because we did a dealing out strategy. Okay, so we did 24 things, right? What does that division symbol mean? We wrote it in our notebook yesterday. 24, Heidi?
Sharing groups.
We did 24 put into how many groups? How many groups did we put 24 things into? Jalen?
2.
No, I don't have 2 groups. Again? 12 groups. Remember, each of our boxes are groups. So I had 24 things put into 12 groups is worth the same as every group having, every group does not have 12.
2.
Every group has 2. That's the equation that matches what we just did. Ariana. Hold on to that thought, Ariana. We're going to get there. So how many oranges will each kid receive? How many oranges will each kid receive? Madison? Not Madison, Mackenzie, sorry. 2. Each kid will receive 2 oranges. So far, so good. I know the equation piece is a little tricky because we haven't done it very much, but we understand each kid is getting 2 oranges. That part makes sense. No. Yes. Okay. So let's practice translating into English. Draw a line in your notebook. Give it a subtitle, Translating Division Equations into English, because we're going to need practice at that. Because once we know it in English, we can easily do it. And then You're going to write 32 divided by 4 equals 8. If you would rather put in the division symbol that looks like that, that's fine. But remember, I don't have that button on my computer.
What is it like the war?
All right, let's go ahead and translate. What does this symbol mean? Heidi?
32.
32. I'll let you rewrite it as a number. What does our division symbol mean? When we are dividing, what is it that we are doing? Ariana? Yep, 32. Put into blank groups. That's my division symbol. We're sharing into equal groups. So far, so good? What does this symbol mean? Don't just tell me 4. What does it mean? That 4 groups. That's my number of groups. "32" put into 4 equal groups. We can add in that word equal because it is important. I just did a little caret and smushed it in there. Equal groups. So far, so good? All right, I know you know this symbol. We've seen that. We talked about that symbol a lot. What does that symbol translate to? Tegan? Is the same, okay, value as, would probably make sense. So you're going to need an is in there, an action.
Is that a W or U?
For what?
Like, value. Is that a W or U?
What sound do you hear?
U.
There you go. What does this last symbol mean? Don't just tell me it means 8, because it means a little bit more than that. I love that Tegan just went back because we wrote it down yesterday. We're just adding some practice. What does it mean? You don't have anything written down. If I wrote it down, you need to write it down.
I didn't feel like it's being placed.
Because I'm disappointed that it's December and you're not writing notes down that I've already given the expectations for. Jalen, what does that symbol mean?
8 groups.
Not 8 groups. Nope. Not 8 groups. You got a different idea, Jalen?
8
Nope. Mackenzie?
is the same value.
No. Carl?
No.
No. Bryson?
Spot savers, right?
No. It's not spot saver.
Race all
Evelyn?
more.
Nope. Aqua? No. Heidi?
Each having.
Each group has 8. If I have 32 put into 4 groups, that's the same value as each group. We talked about how that word yesterday, each, was really important. Each group has 8. When I am taking 32 things and putting them into 4 groups, that's worth the same as each of those groups having 8 in them. That's what division means. Let's translate another one. You can go underneath or you can go to the next page, wherever you got room. Got 25 divided by 5 is worth 5. You can write either division symbol. I don't care.
I guess I'm going to keep writing until the teacher writes something. We have to write the title.
No, you don't need to write the title again. Just the equation. Tatum?
Can't you use a clock again when you're doing the 5 division?
Sure. You're just going to go backwards this time. Yeah. All right, let's start with the first symbol. What does that mean? Madison? Yeah, it's going to be 25 things. We didn't add that things, but I think that's important. So let's say 25 things. Yep. Could be oranges, John were writing. Could be water bottles. Could be shirts. Could be anything.
And get anything from this?
Look at what you're writing because you don't write neat enough to not look at it.
25.
What are we doing with those things? What does that next symbol mean? What does that next symbol mean? I should see more hands in this because you just translated one ahead of time. Zach? Put into, keep going. Yep. Specifically, there's a little caret, are equal groups. You're writing. We've got 25 things put into some equal groups, blank equal groups. What does that symbol mean? What does that next symbol mean? Alright, please stop playing with the hoodie. Tegan? 5 groups. That's the number of groups. So I've got 25 things put into 5 equal groups. We know that symbol. What's that symbol? We've worked with that symbol the whole year so far. Carl?
The same value as.
Is the same value as. Here's where we got tricked last time. What does that last symbol mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna write all of what Daddy do because to me that cat is actually cursive.
Go for it. What does that last symbol mean, Huxley? As 5. 5 what? Not going to be groups. Each group has 5 groups. Nope. Each group has 5. Yeah? Things. It would make more sense if we had things. So if it was socks, 25 socks put into 5 groups is the same value as each group having 5 socks. The things. Same value as each group having 5
Dude, going so fast.
things.
Trying to write. Alright, then.
All right, now some of you are starting to notice, you don't need to write these down again, you already have them in your notebook, but you're noticing, hey, we've got some parts and we've got a whole. Kind of like what we've done with addition, subtraction, and multiplication. When we multiplied, remember we learned that our groups were wholes or parts? Parts. Do we have groups here? Which one of those symbols means groups? You wrote it down. We're at that first equation again. You have to look at your notebook. Which one of those symbols means groups? Macklin? 4. Above that 4, go ahead and put a little P. That's a part. No, I already said that. You already have this written down in your notebook. You're just putting a little P above it. P for part. Do we have something else talking about groups?
Yes.
Which other symbol is also talking about groups? Mackenzie? 8, because it's each group has 8. Hey, there's our other part. Which means, where's my whole? Not a trick question. Right? 'Cause
32.
it's going to be 32. Raise your hand if you played Uno before.
Oh, yeah.
When you're the dealer, do you start with some of the cards, or do you start with all of the cards to deal out? You probably start with all of the cards, you deal them out, and then you put the pack down, right? Is all the whole? Yes, that's the whole total deck. You're holding it and then passing them out and then getting ready to play. So if I have 25 cards and I want to play Uno, which one of those symbols is my whole? I'm playing Uno with 25 cards. Which one of those symbols is my whole? Huxley? 25, because I'm going to start with the whole deck. And then what am I going to do with that deck? You guys have played Uno before? What do I do next? Heidi?
Deal it out.
Yeah, I'm going to deal out my parts or my groups. And what am I left with? Tatum? Yeah, I've got the deck of cards left, and everyone's got their cards, their parts, and we're ready to play. This matches our bar model. Turn and look at our bar model really quickly. Whoops. Did we know our whole?
Yes.
Yeah, it was 24. Hey, look where we put 24. That was our whole. And we divided it into groups or parts. And we were left with parts. So far, so good? Yeah. All right, we're just going to do one last quick review of the dealing out strategy. So where you've got space, I just want you to write that equation. 18 divided by 3 equals spot saver. Wherever you have space. You don't need a lot. Because it's a naked number problem, there's no answer sentence, there's no unit. Can someone translate that to English for me? Did you turn on all your homework? Like all 80,000 pages? Okay, I'll let someone know since you just started. Translate this equation to English so I know what we're doing. Go for it, Heidi.
18 things put into 5 equal groups.
Look at our number again.
Put into 3 equal groups is the same value as spot saver.
As each group gets mystery number. So if I'm dealing out, how many piles am I making? How many piles am I going to make if I'm dealing out with this equation? Carl? 3. Go ahead and draw 3 circles. Those will be your groups. Do you know where we got 3?
No.
I'm asking. You said wait. How many things am I dealing out? Huxley? Not 13. Macklin? 18. I'm dealing out 18. That's my whole. That's my total. I don't have any more. 18 things. All right, let's deal them out. 1, 2, 3. Everybody got 1. Do I have enough to do it again? Yeah, I'm only at 3. 4, 5, 6. Can I keep going? Keep going. 7, 8, 9. Keep going. 10, 11, 12. Keep going. 13, 14, 15. Keep going. 16, 17, 18. Do a quick check. Make sure every group is equal. Make sure every group has the same amount. Because division is all about being fair. We don't want one group getting a ton and another group only getting like 2. Is each group equal? I'm not saying even, I'm saying equal. Yes. Heidi?
What is? It was an uneven number.
An uneven number or an unequal number?
Uneven.
Unequal? Then you start breaking it up and sharing the parts. Remember, Carl and I shared 1 cookie? That's an unequal number, right? But we know that we would just break it in half. So if you have an unequal number, if it makes sense, in cookie land, that makes sense. I would just break it up until everyone has the same amount. So it would be some whole cookies and some parts of cookies. But then we talked about it with like laptops. Would you start breaking up laptops?
Yeah.
Right. We've got 18 things put into 3 equal groups is worth. What does that spot saver mean? That's the tricky part. What does that spot saver mean? I love those of you who went back and looked through your notebook because you know we wrote it down. Sitting there and not figuring it out is not helping you solve your problem. What does that spot saver mean? We got 18 things. We put them into 3 equal groups, and that is worth what? Zach?
6.
No. Look at the language we wrote down. Rylan? Evelyn? Having what?
6.
Yeah. Each group has 6 things. So whatever you're playing with is not helping you figure out that answer. So, Zach, it's not just 6. It's each group has 6. See how it's a little different? Yeah. Each group has 6. In Numberland, we just write 6, but in English, that means each group has 6. Ariana?